Everybody, how's it going? It is Joe, and welcome back to another episode of the Inside Our Phillies podcast. This was a very slow week, but with a couple of developments today, things have gotten a little bit more exciting around the National League East and baseball as a whole. Winter meetings are coming up ahead, so a big week is probably going to be happening in these next 7 days. This is the winter meetings, and here to talk about it all, we have Jeremy, SJ Phils fan. How are you doing today?
Doing pretty well, hopefully things are picking up. Just when I got on, there's some crazy stuff that already happened.
Yes, let's jump right into it. This is a National League East trade between the Nationals and the Seattle Mariners, which is interesting. So Harry Ford has been a catcher prospect in the Mariners system for quite a while. But he's obviously blocked because there's a certain catcher, you might have heard of him, Kyle Raleigh, on the Mariners. So, yeah, he's some guy. I think maybe the hardcore fans will know about Kyle Raleigh. But he was traded to the Nationals for the lefty Jose Ferrer. So an interesting reliever for catching prospect thought swap. And we had the same immediate reaction to this, Jeremy. So why don't you tell us about it?
Why didn't we trade Kerkering for him?
Absolutely. I think that is a great point. I think there's a lot of similarities between Ferrer and Kerkering. Ferrer's a pretty good reliever. He throws from the left side, Kerkering's from the right side. That's maybe the biggest difference. But they both have like 4 years of team control left. And it really would have solved a lot of problems for the Phillies, right?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Like immediately you don't need to sign PT anymore. He can go. Everyone would be all about that. And so you get a young catcher and you give Kerkering a fresh start, which I still maintain he needs.
Yeah. Do you still think that Kerkering is going to have trouble pitching here again? Like, I've kind of, now that it's been a few months, I'm not sure how I feel about that at this point.
I don't think he'll be a disaster, but he's never done well in tense situations. We all thought, oh, it's because he was rushed as a rookie. Okay. And then it happened again. And it happened again. The guy just, for some reason, has like he goes into panic mode. And I don't know what to do. Yeah, he's terrible. Runners on. So even if he didn't have that blow up in the playoffs, I probably still wouldn't trust him. Like,
right. Not to mention the whole inherited runners thing, which has gotten completely forgotten at this point because of what happened against the Dodgers.
Well, yeah. So I'm looking at both their Savant pages right now, and the immediate concern thing I have just occurring is like a lot of red. His chase rate is 13%.
Yeah,
it's terrible.
The sweeper didn't seem to be sweeping the same way this year. That's just like my eyes telling me that. But
yeah, like his fastball is 88 and average exit velocity is 98 percentile. So yeah, they can't hit his fastball, but his walk rate is way too high, and they don't chase him.
So do you think he would have given even a similar value to Ferrer? Or do you think that the Phillies might have had to sweeten the deal a little bit more?
Well, Ferrer's average exit velocity is 89.1 versus 85. That's way better. And then, oh man, wow. Yeah, Ferrer's walk rate is the 95th percentile, and the barrel ground ball percentage is 99. Wow. Yeah, Kerkering's 57.
Yeah.
Yeah. Extension, but Kerkering's gotten beat an extension. But like I'm just saying, it's like Kerkering's Savant page is a lot of red. So like it's not like, but it's just the things that like that annoy us about Kerkering for better at. Like his chase rate is 51, so he's middle of pack. Whiff rate 48%, 45. K percentage is the only thing Kerkering hasn't beaten. Whiff rate is only 36. So yeah, they hitters, so they are able to pick up his sweeper. They don't chase.
Yeah. One thing that the Mariners kind of threw into the deal as a sweetener, they picked in pitching prospect Isaac Lyon, who was a 10th round pick out of Grand Canyon last year. Unlike a lot of the Phillies prospects, he did actually make his professional debut last year in Single A Modesto, where he pitched in 4 games to a 7.30 ERA. So, you add in a 10th round pick, a little bit of a sweetener that the Nationals are getting out of the trade for some reason. I feel like the Nationals probably won this trade if you're asking my opinion of it.
Well, I mean, it looks like just a Rivera's like peripherals and everything. It seems like he's really just had the ill benefit of playing for terrible Nationals teams. His FIP and expected ERA are like all way better
Davey
than his
Martinez is
actual.
probably one of the worst managers for a young player. It's just my feel of it. Like Davey Martinez, I feel never really called a great game. He's such an old school guy. He probably wasn't putting Ferrer in the best situations for his success.
Also, he doesn't like to throw everyone under the bus, like, or that I'm thinking of
Yo, that is Davey
Marm.
Martinez.
But also Marmol too, right?
I think you're right. And Marmol was the other one, but David Martinez obviously got fired by the Nationals, officially ending that 2019 Nationals era. The link to it. So interesting stuff there. Any more thoughts on that trade?
Yeah, I just if the price was to get Harry Ford was Kirkring and another just like prospect, I would have taken the. I no, all you know because they got Mariners gave up more, so I'm just very interesting here. It's like Harry Ford not high up.
Maybe.
Yeah.
He's the number 4
No,
prospect
oh,
in the
yeah.
Mariner system. I thought he would maybe be a little bit higher than that. But this is a guy with first round pedigree. He's gone to a couple All-Star Future games. He's playing for Great Britain, the World Baseball Classic. It's
Well,
a real pedigree
yeah.
guy.
I'm just really I'm really concerned, like confused about like the Seattle sending another player. That's maybe because they just want like okay, in case maybe just give them a wild card in case. Uh, but yeah, uh, he's Ford is ranked 42nd. Yeah, so I would have. I want to know if the Phillies were in on this.
Phillies never make those fun trades though, right? Like the last fun trade the Phillies made was the Marsh one back in 2022. I feel like since then it's kind of been a lot of boring trades that don't really move the needle that much one way or another, or like your typical
Ron trade was
rentals.
very. The Duran was fun.
Yeah, I guess Duran is fun, but like I feel like you can only get so excited about a relief pitcher. I have a whole theory that I think if you have like a good rotation, like the Phillies have, as long as your bullpen's not 2020 Phillies level, like I really don't
I
know
agree.
how much Duran elevates the team, but that's just kind of like my big picture ethos on baseball.
But yeah, but I still maintain it's really just Duran for what's his face, the catcher. I already
Right?
forgot his name. Yeah, yeah. I mean, we saw Abel immediately get like blown up and stuff, like his walk rate and everything. But also, you trade a hard throwing righty for a hard throwing righty. Like Duran is obviously better than like Abel. It's just so yeah, you're giving up. We traded a right-handed hard thrower for another right-handed thrower, but we had given something more because the guy was better. So
Right.
that's how I, baseball fan math.
No, you're totally right.
Yeah,
Other
but
big thing.
Ford is really fast. That's the thing. But they said there's terms of blocking and framing. Framing, I always say I don't crap up framing. Uh, and blocking, yeah, and blocking is also like how often do you have the guy like even like the worst blocking ones? They have like how many like if it does, it's like horrifically bad. Like, but that's like yips level. So yeah, if you tell me that one of the main problem is framing, I don't give a crap.
Seems like with Ford, it's blocking and framing are the things that he needs to make some
Yeah,
work on defensively. But he steals a lot of bases for a catcher. Good leadership skills, a hard worker. So I don't know. For I think there's a great point. Like framing might not matter as much with any kind of ABS system being in play, and blocking.
and
That's a
blocking
concern.
can easily be taught, but blocking can. But also, blocking overall has gotten worse in the league because everyone just does the one leg thing,
Right.
which
No,
I
that's true.
understand because it helps. It keeps your body fresher because crouching fucking sucks for that long. So I understand why catchers have like switched to that because it helps you throw out more for better position and also it's better on your legs. So I'm definitely willing to give up like some blocking skill if the legs are fresher.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. One other thing, I'm still totally in favor. If the Phillies made this trade, I would have loved it.
Oh
But
wait! Breaking from Papa Papa SJ. He replied on the. So I said, "Why did we trade for him?" Yep, dumb.
yeah, I mean, one thing, to be devil's advocate a little bit here is like it could theoretically have hurt the development of like Andrew Painter. I mean, not that we know that JT is going to be back, but I think a lot of people are guessing that JT is going to be back, and maybe you want like a veteran catcher that maybe Painter can learn from instead of a guy that's going to be a rookie. It doesn't matter a ton in my opinion, but maybe that's some of the calculus from the Phillies' perspective.
Yeah, yeah. I don't like. Well, yeah, like that. Who's Paul Skeens fucking thrown to? Like, come on.
Right. Yeah, no, I agree with you. But Harry Ford has 6 years of team control. He did kind of have a cup of coffee last year with 6 whole at bats for the Mariners. But we'll see who wins this trade later down the line. Pretty interesting one for this early in the offseason, right before we even got to the winter meetings. But
Yeah,
speaking of the winter meetings, there's been some reporting over the last week that it seems like around the league, a lot of people are kind of waiting on Kyle Schwarber to make his decision, and then the other chips will kind of fall in behind that. Many teams are waiting to see what Kyle Schwarber is going to do. Does this kind of change your opinion of where you think Kyle Schwarber might sign? Because it seems like we are going to be finding out Kyle Schwarber's next team, in this next week during the winter meetings.
yeah. I don't know if it's a Bean 5-year deal, then I'll be darned. But in the end, it'll be better for us.
Yeah, I put a percent to it. What percent do you think Kyle Schwarber is a Philly in 2026?
50-50. Either he is or he isn't.
Yeah, right. Is that about anything though? Is it actually 50-50
No,
though? Is that actually your take?
no. I think it's like 70-30. He's gonna be. I think we're his preferred. I think he wants to stay, and because again, would he really want to go to the Pirates? Him alone, is not going to fix that because everyone else is so bad hitting. They easily pitch around him. Uh, the Reds, again, like they're exciting and stuff, but they're still the Reds.
He wants to
Like
go to the
they're
Reds. Like I think if the money was equal, I think he'd go to the Reds.
yeah, yeah, but like yeah, all their 25 red like because they're intriguing, but like it's gonna think of LED Cruz who like fell off a cliff in the second half. But then
I mean, I think
Matt
Kyle Schwarber's
McLean, it's been like a bust. Like their offense was also pretty bad. So
he'd be a good fit there. Like he'd be a really
he
good fit
would.
there.
Yeah, I could see him want to be with the young like home, the young kids and everything.
And end his career kind of, elevating his hometown team in the same way that he elevated other teams throughout his career. It would be a good way for him to send his career off. And, you know, overall, I think I'm with you. Like, it probably is about like a 70-30. Maybe I'd even say like 75-25 that the Phillies bring Schwarber back. Because, again, a lot of these teams that they're competing with are not the teams that spend a lot of money. But I remain pretty steadfast in that I think that the Phillies should not sign him to a 5-year deal. Like, I think 4 years should be your cap. And if another team gives him 5, go enjoy playing there, Kyle.
Yeah, so like I mean the dimensions in Cincinnati are pretty much the same as Philly.
It's a smaller park.
I'm looking at ballparksofbaseball.com and it's telling me Citizen is 330 left, 401 center, 329 right, and then Great American Ballpark is 325 right, 404 center, 328 left. So
I feel
like
like Great American
wait,
Ballpark is
what
known as like a bandbox, right? And like it's known as just a
wait,
place where you
what
can just destroy the game.
wait. What the heck? Okay, I am not this is the only one in this list that has the right and left switched.
It's
Okay.
annoying.
Yeah, 328 left. And we are 330. It's 4 feet left and right. So I mean yeah, it's a lot more home runs if you just like pull.
Both are hitters'
Eh.
ballparks, but I think Great American Ballpark's probably a little bit more slanted towards the hitters.
Yeah, I mean the thing that people don't take any like that didn't realize when the Phillies pitching got so good with like Halliday and Cliff Lee and everything is yeah, if we don't like, yeah, you might give up the occasional solo home run, but if the pitchers are decent, they don't give up like as many like doubles and stuff.
Right. No, exactly. I think that's a great point. So, if you had to rank these three guys in terms of like who you would, taking into account their cost, actually the four guys, rank 1 through 4, who you would most and least want the Phillies to have: Kyle Schwarber, Alex Bregman, Bo Bichette, and Kyle Tucker. Rank them 1 through 4.
Sorry, repeat that.
We got Kyle Schwarber, Bo Bichette, Alex Bregman, and Kyle Tucker. Rank 1 through 4 in terms of who you
Oh my
would
God,
most want the Phillies to sign.
I'm sorry, one more time. My brain is not keeping this.
Okay, I'll go first because we're gonna rank these 1 through 4. So number 1 for me, I would most want the Phillies to sign Bo Bichette. I think Bo Bichette makes a lot of sense. You can plug him at third base. I think he'd be an excellent third baseman. You can let Bohm go, whatever, goodbye. And the AAV for Bichette is probably likely to be the least of any of those four guys. And his bat, he still has that power. He was a little slow to start the year last year, but he really was great for the back 2/3 of the season. Give me Bo Bichette over any of those guys. Number 2, Alex Bregman. Again, I think third base is one of the biggest chances that the Phillies have to improve their team. I am done with Alec Bohm. I don't want to see him back. I don't care that the Phillies tendered him a contract. Somebody else can pay that. I don't want it to be the Phillies next year. Alex Bregman, likely to be a pretty high AAV, and he is also pretty old. But I think I would trust that we could get him for less than 5 years. I don't think he's going to require the term that Kyle Schwarber is going to rely on. And I think Bregman also has more to his game than just the one tool of power that Schwarber has, right? He's still giving you pretty good defense at third base and a better overall hit tool. Number 3, Kyle Tucker. Kyle Tucker is a guy that I really like, although last year concerned me a little bit, and I don't know if he's a $300 million guy. I can at least give you good defense in a corner outfield spot. He's a really good all-around hitter. And then number 4 out of those guys, the guy that I would least want is Kyle Schwarber, believe it or not. What about you?
Yeah, no. Yeah, I would agree. I would agree with this order because Bichette is young still, and he can take over the positions. Bregman obviously is better than Bohm, so fuck that easily. Tucker is young and interesting and exciting, so it's still they got that. And Schwarber, yeah, he's old and a power hitter, so he's the least really exciting. Other than he's like a fan favorite and had a big year. That's
Like, what is the plan if 3 years from now Bryce Harper can't play first base anymore and he has to DH, and you still have Kyle Schwarber, who is definitely not going to be playing in the outfield. Like, what do you do? At that point, you have to trade Schwarber anyways, or trade Harper, probably for like a bucket of baseball, since they're going to be older and not as effective at that point in time. And I don't know, it's concerning.
Yeah, no, I agree. There are concerns of having the DH spot like locked in for a half a decade.
Right, it's already been locked up for a while, and that's been okay because the Phillies have been a little bit younger, but this is going to be a pretty old team heading into next year. So, interesting to see what happens. I think that a week from now, we're probably going to have a very active market, and I'm excited to see what's happened in the winter meetings. Anything that you're really looking out for in the winter meetings?
I just want things to happen. News, excitement.
Yeah, no, that totally makes sense. One news piece that we did have coming out yesterday is Bryce Harper's idea to I guess help his body with EBOO, which he calls a procedure in which 1/3 of your blood is drawn from your body, passed through a filtration and ozonation device, and then returned to your bloodstream. I think a lot of people were pretty rightly upset about this. The FDA has not cleared this and said it can lead to strokes and neurological damage. And it seems like the doctor that did the procedure is questionable. What did you think when you saw this one, SJ?
Have you watched Silicon Valley?
It's a great show. It's such a good show.
Yeah. Blood Harper. Blood Harper. Wow. Bryce Harper has a blood boy.
Oh, that's a great point. That is such a good
Yeah,
call out.
no, it's freaking quack medicine. Yeah, it's so dumb.
This is kind of surprising that he put this, even though it kind of reads like an ad. It doesn't mark that it's an ad on his Instagram where he posted it. But he tagged the doctor. He limited his comments. I don't know if the post came out with his comments being limited or if he ended up doing that later on. But I am, for somebody that's been so good at pandering, he must have known how a lot of people were going to react to this. And I am just surprised that he would post something like this because for probably a sizable portion of the fan base, I'm going to be very happy about this.
First of all, I mean, if I'm any head off front office, I'd be like, no procedures that aren't FDA insured without running it by the Phillies, like your team. Like, but if the FDA approved, like this is not approved, it's alternative. Like, no, you shouldn't be allowed to do this with this contract. Like, it's ridiculous.
Right. Like, I'm surprised that, like, there's no way he would have posted it, and this post would have been up for almost a day if the Phillies didn't approve it. So, like, I'm wondering, like, did the Phillies just kind of, does he have a clause in his contract where he can just do whatever he wants with this kind of stuff? Because, like, there's no way a team doctor would sign off on this, right?
No. Yeah, no, it's not even covered by any insurance. Yeah, but just like like the thing is reduce inflammation. The moment he goes on some an injury list, some inflammation, could be all I'm gonna make sure we clown on this crap. Like, oh wait, the Evo didn't work. But like, it's so dumb. It's so dumb. 1/3 of your body is off your body and like your it oxygenizes your blood. Like, it's so stupid.
It's kind of like the it puts ozone O3 into your bloodstream, so it's like, oh, O2 is good. We like oxygen. Like, how about ozone O3?
They call it like dialysis. They call like dialysis for like blood, but it's just like only people that go on dialysis have kidney failure.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a normal procedure. Like, no one just goes like, oh hey, oh man, I'm feeling pretty like and everything. Like, just yes, like, process my pee for me, yo.
Yeah.
It's literally ridiculous. If someone went for elective dialysis, we'd be calling them nuts and crazy and laughing at them. This should be treated the same way.
We try our best, I think, to avoid political conversations on this podcast, but this
isn't
reminds
political
me,
at all.
well, I'm going to take it into a little bit of a political direction because it reminds me a lot about like the 2021 Phillies, or was it 2022, when everybody that had to go to Toronto had to be vaccinated, and then I think to nobody's surprise, the Phillies were the team that had like the most notable players going on the restricted list. I think Harper,
Nola, JT, and
Bohm was on the list.
oh
And then
yeah.
Kyle Gibson, and then Bryce Harper was hurt. Like, Bryce Harper, to me, this kind of confirms that Bryce Harper probably, looking at that doctor's account, apparently the Bryce Harper's doctor that he trusts to do this not FDA procedure. He, is very anti-vax based on his Instagram. So Bryce Harper probably would have also been on that restricted list. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. It was Nola, JT, Gibson, and Bohm. Yep.
There we go. Probably Harper too. If he wasn't hurt.
The year before. I mean, because the reason I was thinking middle. What's his face? The guy was terrible with it.
Well, in 2021 too, this takes me. This feels like it was 100 years ago at this point. But in 2021, when they were still doing like all the COVID tests on the players and everything like that, if you remember, they had a rule where close contacts of a player that tested positive would have to automatically sit out if they were unvaccinated, but vaccinated players would be allowed to play until they tested positive. And this was like right before the All-Star break in 2021. And the Phillies lost like Nola and Bohm and a lot of those similar guys because somebody tested positive and they all had to sit out for a while. So it was like back-to-back years that the Phillies directly kind of hurt their chances of making the postseason because of this. And like, I mean, in 2022, Phillies made the playoffs by what, like one game or something like that. So
yeah, 2022, because it was a situation with like the Reds and the Mets. We were the Red, and the Met and the Brewers were the Met. Like we did not win, and they just kept losing more.
Right. We made it one game over the Brewers in 2022. So we
Yeah.
were like very, very close. If things went like a little bit differently, we had one more series in Toronto or whatever. There's a real chance that like the Phillies players' decisions then would have prevented the entire run from happening in 2022, and then we would have looked at everything that's happened over the last 4 years completely differently because it wouldn't have
Oh
happened.
yeah. Colbert wouldn't be like no one. We wouldn't be talking Colbert or DT. Like, oh, they're old. Nothing really happened. Yeah.
The team would have been blown up that offseason, probably, if they fell short in 2022.
Probably.
So, like, these kind of decisions, even though it doesn't, it isn't, everything, it's very frustrating when the team hurt themselves 2 years because of decisions that, according to the people that you should trust with, medical information, it was a bad decision for them to make and hurt the team. And if I'm being honest with you, it is something that I have not been able to get over with the players that the Phillies put on the restricted list in Toronto in 22.
I know. I mean, it's good. Like these guys are like athletes. A lot of them like getting drafted out of high school and stuff. So yeah, they don't get educated. No one should be going for intellectual takes from athletes unless they have like actual PhDs or something.
You play to win the game, and then when you had
No, I agree.
you're
I agree. I agree. It's no. Yeah.
so it's the,
No, I'm trying to save us from me saying stuff that would make people. I'm trying to be kind.
no, that's fair, but this is just the same thing, right? When you're putting like your own personal beliefs that don't even make a lot of sense above winning games. Because like, what if Bryce Harper had like the stroke that apparently this kind of unapproved treatment can cause, and then Bryce Harper never plays the game again? What do the Phillies do?
Yep. No, yeah, it would be the laughing stock.
It's to me very infuriating to see this, but I think I've hit the horse on that one. But yeah, I know that you thought it was very funny with what happened with Bob Nightingale this morning.
Oh yes, yes, yeah. Let me. Oh yeah. So we got I got alert on Sleeper saying from Bob Boob Nightingale that Gallon and the Cubs were closing in on a $22 million a year contract, and then like 10 minutes later, Passon's like basically calls him out. It's like, no, there's nothing in place, and we're close. So if anyone, if like most people like don't follow all sports beats writers, if you ever see anything from Nightingale, don't believe it. 9 out of 10 times he's talking out of his ass. Has no idea what he's saying. The same with John Heyman. John Heyman used to be really good, but the past like 10 years he's been terrible.
I think everybody knows that Heyman at this point is just like a Boris mouthpiece. Like
I know, but he didn't used to be. Like basically ever since Baseball Tonight was like destroyed on Sports Center, like Heyman, has been like, bleh.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, those are definitely like the two least trustworthy national baseball reporters, right? For everything you can say about like the Otanis on a plane to Toronto and everything, like Heyman and Nightingale, those are like the two guys that like you have to take everything with like a mountain of salt.
Yeah. Yeah, but Nightingale is one of them that tweeted about the Otani, but also Morosi tweeted it. So
yes, yeah, but I think Morosi is generally still somebody that people trust more than.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no. I mean, Morosi apologized for it and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about Arson Judge? Remember Arson Judge?
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah. But you have to be first.
Oh, it's so funny.
Yeah. But the Heyman tweeted that Aaron Judge, misspelled arson, was signing with the Giants, and then that didn't happen.
Yeah, that is a great point. So funny.
But that could have been, but I know, but that could have been leaked by because Judge Boris.
Yeah, Judge Boris, I think, right?
No,
he's not Boris. Okay.
No, because that makes sense if it's Heyman, because like Boris like told him this. Yeah, but I mean, but those kind of, I mean, even still, I like even he could have been fed that from like they want these things out there to put pressure on teams and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's very
But
interesting.
honestly, it is hilarious looking back that there was even any like discussion that the Yankees wouldn't sign Judge. Everyone was really like, "Oh, do you sign him?" Blah blah blah. Because like he was injured like up until that point. Like
Yeah.
he was like good, but like yeah, after he signed in 2022. Yeah, so
Well, Judge is a lot
2022.
older than what people think.
Yeah, but like he even didn't come up that long. He was 25 as a rookie. That's not old.
I mean, I guess in baseball terms now, like most rookies are coming up at like 22, 21, like
I guess, but still, he came up as 24 years old the year prior. So it's like he
right,
wasn't like Ryan Howard was old.
right. Yes,
Ryan Howard was the same, but he was he was 25 with half a season when he won the rookie of the year.
yes,
So yeah, so Howard was 26. His MVP was his first full season. That's just at 26. So that's older. But yeah, Aaron 25. Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, no, but still like it's when he signed it after 2021, right? Yeah, he signed it in 20. Oh, he signed it after 2022. So 20. Yeah, because yeah, that's right. Because 2020 2018 112, 2019 102, 2020 he played half of that 60. Also,
right.
because he didn't get the shot. That was one thing too. Uh,
Yeah,
and then in 2021 148. So yeah, so 2021 and 2022 were like hit 62 home runs, but then yeah, he was 30 years old. Finally had like 157 games. So yeah, first full season since his rookie year.
right.
Yeah, because the year prior, yeah, 62, he hit 39 the year before, so it's still really good. But yeah, that's like, oh, but still in 2023, he really didn't. He was hurt again. So 2020, really, these past 2 years really made everyone wake up on how good Judge really is.
Right. I mean, he is incredible. He's incredible, and he played a good center field defense for a long time too.
Yeah, until Game 5.
Yeah, no, that is true.
I maintain if the Yankees win Game 5, I think they won the series because when what's his
that changes the whole series. That changes everything.
No, because the Dodgers were banking on what's his face the pitcher. Who was their starting pitcher?
Is blocked out of my memory.
Yeah, hold on, I'll find it real fast.
And we do have a couple more Phillies related things to get to as well. So curious on your take on some of this stuff later on.
Yeah, hold on. Pitching. It was. I am blanking. Flaherty. Flaherty got killed, and so they were banking on him going like 5 innings. They had no starting pitching left.
Oh.
Yeah. No. Yeah, I think the Yankees would have won if they had finished. But they did the hilarious blow up. Anyway.
No. That's a great point, and we always love tangents. Tangents are always approved and accepted on this podcast. But back to the Phillies. The Hall of Fame ballot has been out recently, and we're getting a few votes. Not really many votes in yet, only 7. But there is a lot of Phillies representation on the ballot this year. So let's first go over all of the Phillies guys that are returning on the ballot. So first, you have Bobby Abreu, who I wonder if he would go in as like a Philly. Like, probably not. Not that he's going to make it in anyways. But he's in his 7th year on the ballot. He got 19.5% of the 75% required to get into the Hall of Fame last year. Does Bobby Abreu go in as a Philly if he makes the Hall of Fame?
Oh, most definitely.
You think
he has
so?
60 career WAR, 47 with the Phillies.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I don't know.
No, it's because he played in the steroid era. That's why no one to think of him as an MVP. But he was a 30-30 guy for basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years.
I think the reason that I associate him with the Angels is because my time of getting into baseball was after Bobby Abreu had already left the Phillies. So in my formative baseball years, he was an Angel. But
no. I mean, I was at the really the tail end of it all. But was a big deal when he got traded. Like, oh, they could. No, Bobby. Like, I remember spring training. I went 06. Yeah, because he was still there. Duh. I went spring training 06, and everyone was like, Bobby Ray was a star.
Yeah. Look, you look at his baseball reference, and it's like
It's
six
great.
worst season after six worst season. It's pretty crazy.
Well, it's not like it's like inflated. Like batting average 335, OPS of 995, like OPS over 900 multiple years. He was a star.
Right. People just don't talk about it. Is the thing.
He played in the steroid era.
Right. Right.
No, exactly. No. Also, the Phillies were bad. The Phillies were bad until he left.
Yeah.
No, he leaves in 06. We trade him in Yankees in 06. We make the playoffs in 07, win in 08. He leaves the Yankees in 08. Yankees win in 09.
And then the Phillies get good as soon as Bobby Abreu leaves. It's very funny.
But that was also kind of it was kind of needed though, because like they needed like the new leadership in the clubhouse.
Right.
Yeah. And Bobby Abreu winning Gold Glove is one of the most hilarious things that should never have happened.
Well, Gold Gloves and all those awards back then were pretty much name focused rather than the actual stats, right? Like people just cared about fielding percentage back then.
Abreu never went to the wall. He was afraid of the wall. Never went to the wall.
Funny. I wish that like I would have been too young to even know what was going on being born in 2000, but like I need to go back and watch more Bobby Abreu, I think, because it's such like a blind spot in like my Phillies knowledge. It's kind of like those post 2000 years before 2007. It's just a massive blind spot for me.
I mean, I gotta talk it like this. Well, like the hilarious. Yeah, we got him for Kevin Stalker. Like the Rays drafted him from the Astros in the expansion draft, and then we traded him to the Rays for Kevin Stalker. So
yeah, very interesting.
I remember the trade to the Yankees. Yeah, we got C.J. Henry, who do you have any idea what the whole like C.J. Henry fiasco?
No, that is like I said, a complete blind spot. That whole thing.
Oh yeah, so he was the Yankees' first round pick in 05. He traded us in 06. He like was supposed to be a tools guy. He was terrible with us in 06, 07. So he says we retires, we release him. Then he immediately signs with the Yankees again. So the Phillies file like a grievance with that, and we got something back in return. Nothing good.
Interesting.
So, yeah, he was like and then there was Jesus Sanchez, who was a young catcher, who then we turned into a reliever who looked like he was be good, but then we kind of good. Then Carlos Ballot, who was drafted in like the Rule 5 minor league draft by the Dodgers, made in 2010, and then the surprise that the biggest piece of it turned out to be Matt Smith for just that part of 06 on the stretch when they almost made the playoffs. We missed it by like what?
Interesting.
Couple games, but then Matt Smith was terrible the next year. So yeah, pretty bust of a trade, but it allowed Victor to play every day. That was the big thing.
Phillies are glad that happened. But other Phillies that are returning to the ballot, we have Jimmy Rollins, his 5th year on the ballot. Last year, 18%. Jimmy Rollins, probably not a Hall of Fame guy, but his best friend at second base, Chase Utley, he's a guy that probably will make the Hall of Fame. He's on his 3rd year on the ballot. He got 39.8% last year. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with both of them. Overall, this ballot is pretty weak, right? Because a lot of the guys that are on the ballot this year, all the first-time players, they're guys that retired after 2020. Their last playing was in 2020. And who wanted to retire after that year with no fans in the stands, right? So,
the first Hamels is by far the best player on the first, because when Brian Braun of all his bullcrap.
There's a lot of Phillies that are first-year players, right? You have former Philly Cole Hamels, who is definitely, like you said, the strongest first-year candidate. You have Howie Kendrick, a former Philly. You have Hunter Pence, a former Philly. So lots of Phillies representation on the ballot across the board this year. Good to see.
God, it's amazing that Matt Kemp only has 21 WAR. Like he got just hurt and then never was just replacement level the rest of his career.
Bad defense too. Like the defense.
Because he got hurt. He was a Gold Glover before he got hurt.
Right.
He was 40. Yeah, he was 39 home runs, 40 stolen bases when he got beaten by Braun because Braun was on steroids. And then never stole more than 12 again. So yeah, his knees were shot and he could never run, but he couldn't play defense.
Do you think Cole Hamels is going to make the Hall of Fame?
I think he would. I think he should.
Because pitchers are going to have to be completely reevaluated in terms of how, because you're not getting these 200 win guys anymore, 3,000 strikeouts. We're at like the very tail end. So I think
Hamels Yeah, Hamels there's a few things. One, the 59 WAR is very good for a starting pitcher. That's very comparable with a lot of Hall of Famers. And two, he's got the '08 playoff run.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And he has the whole World Series and NLCS MVP thing, which that's
Exactly. Oh yeah.
important. It's like a big time award. And I think that he is going to take a while to get in. Like I think you're going to have to wait for like Verlander and Scherzer to retire and let those guys get in first. But then when they're done and voters have to really consider how they are voting for pitchers, like maybe Hamels is the guy that gets in like his 9th year of voting or something like that to the very end of his 10-year eligibility run. He's going to be good enough to get the 5% needed to stay on the ballot for however long it takes.
Yeah, I know it sounds like heresy to say this, but honestly, if you look at Hamels and Halliday's careers, they're pretty comparable.
Yeah, I guess like
Halladay was
Halladay has the
beast of a workhouse. Yeah, but he was like he had obviously Halliday's peak is better than
yes
Hamels because like the workout, but like it's still like Hamels' numbers are very good and they're very comparable.
Right. No, I mean Cole Hamels, I think he's always going to be special to Phillies fans because he's a homegrown guy, right? And like, I loved Roy Halladay. But Cole Hamels is always he was our guy more than any of those other pitchers in that era.
Hamels pitched more career innings than Halladay.
Yeah.
In one less year. So like, Hamels was a workhorse too. So it's just like, they're all very comparable. Halladay was just a beast for those couple of years.
Right. Halladay has the Cy Youngs, has the perfect game. Like, he has those moments. And for, Cole Hamels, you could say his moment is the 2008 playoff run, culminating in his World Series MVP.
He had a no-hitter. His last start as a Philly was amazing.
Yeah. I mean, how much does a no-hitter matter for the Hall of Fame? Like, a perfect game is historic. Like, you're not going to get somebody in the Hall of Fame just because they threw a no-hitter, just because you're not going to get somebody in because they hit for the cycle. I feel like it's a cool thing, but not like something that sticks in the baseball lexicon.
It's been 10 and a half years since we traded Hamels. I feel so old.
I remember watching that game. Like I remember watching that game like it was yesterday.
Yeah, no, me too. Yeah, I remember we were at this breakfast place. My parents and I were at breakfast place, and my dad and I were watching on his phone. Crazy.
I had it on the TV. It was the summer, obviously. I was playing a game of Risk over at my my friend's house. This was after my freshman year of high school, and got to like late in the game, 7th, 8th, 9th inning, and realized that it was a no-hitter going on. It was like, we got to watch this. We got to watch this. It's now a main activity instead of just something you have on in the background.
Well, look, I mean, Hamels was kind of like how many times has Nola almost thrown a no-hitter? Like it's finally gonna happen. Oh, it's finally gonna happen, and Nola could never do it.
Right.
It was the same with Hamels. Hamels had like no hitter going his first start against the Reds. I remember watching that on MLB TV. It was only on the monitor, like my 720p monitor on Windows 7, whatever. Windows Vista.
Funny. MLB TV, so ahead of its time. Really incredible stuff.
It was.
But we'll see how this Hall of Fame stuff shakes up. I said there's only 7 ballots right now. 1.6%
do you think
of the total ballots.
Do you think Beltran deserves to be in the Hall of Fame with the whole cheating scandal stuff?
No. I wouldn't vote for Beltran. I would vote for A-Rod because I think the steroid thing was bad.
Everyone did
he is such an all-time player, and I don't think steroids destroy the sanctity of the game like the cheating scandal with the Astros.
Yeah, I agree with that. But at this point, I'm just like, it's like it's a museum in Cooperstown. Have you ever been there? It's not something like you can put them all in the same wing, all steroids, but we shouldn't be like denying the history of it. It's just really weird. It's a museum. I'm not saying we should. Yeah, I was there summer 2019, whatever.
I was there like the summer of 2014. It was whatever year like Bobby Cox and like a bunch of Braves got inducted. I was there for that induction weekend.
Yeah. So, but like definitely shouldn't be like the NBA where it's just like anyone who was like liked gets into the Hall of Fame.
No, it's good that baseball has a better one. Better Hall of Fame.
Yeah, but I think it could open up a little bit. Like everyone focuses so much on the war now, which is just like, is the story? Is it a fun? Can you not tell a story with a baseball without these players? Like,
The
Barry
NFL
Bonds.
logic.
Well, yeah, but Barry Bonds, like, come on, like, yes, steroids and everything, but everyone enjoyed watching him play.
Yeah. So here's my ballot. Here's who I vote for of the guys that are on here this year.
Let me do
Guys
that.
that would definitely get a vote. Andrew Jones, I think he definitely deserves a vote. He might get in this year. A-Rod, he would get a vote. Utley would get a vote out of me.
Wait, how many people? Wait, how many people can you vote for?
10. I'd give a vote to Bobby Abreu. I would give a vote to Cole Hamels. And I think that might be it for me. Maybe K-Rod. K-Rod might get a vote out of me.
Okay, let me make a list
While
here.
you're looking that up, there is another Phillies connection in the Veterans Committee. This, in case people that are unaware, it's like a committee of Hall of Famers, executives, and members of the media that get to vote for like 8 guys. And if they get like 75% of those guys, then they get in through the contemporary ballot, which is where people go after the writers get to vote on them. So
I'm so pissed that they waited until freaking what's his face to die, then they've let him in.
Valenzuela. I mean, he is a former Philly. He's the Phillies connection here.
Dick Allen.
Oh, right. Yeah. No, absolutely. But the Phillies connection this year is Fernando Valenzuela, who is not going to make it in, but another Phillies guy.
He should be a Hall of Famer. Fernando Mania? Come on.
I don't know if we have time to go over the whole contemporary ballot, but I would rather get in like Bonds and Clemens before Valenzuela, probably. But anyways, what's your ballot for the Hall of Fame this year?
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm just torn on stuff because like I know I said, but so I don't have 10 yet. So let's one.
I think A-Rod was good enough because like Manny Ramirez is also on the ballot, right? Like A-Rod to me was good enough where the steroids don't knock him out. For me, Manny Ramirez, it does knock him out, and he was caught like twice. So,
hey, so was A-Rod.
Well, yeah, but like I said, A-Rod he was a much better player than Manny Ramirez was. They're like different tiers of players.
Manny was amazing. I don't know if
he was great, but A-Rod's like 100 WAR guy, right? Manny Ramirez is not a 100 WAR guy.
Yeah, fair. He's a 70 WAR guy. But okay, here's my ballot. Okay, let's see. This 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I got 9. Okay, fine. Andrew Jones, Utley, Abreu, King Felix, Hamels, Early, A-Rod, Pedroia, and David Wright.
Interesting. Yeah, King Felix is one that I would also probably add. King Felix I would add to mine as well. But it's an interesting ballot this year. Maybe not the best ballot of all time. You're probably going to see Beltran get in and like maybe Andrew Jones this year. But overall,
like Andrew Jones crashed out so hard in his career is what people just like. It was a big deal. Like it was like back when the contracts still weren't like 20 million a year all the time. So they'd send that big deal to Dodgers and was just beyond awful. It was hilarious. Like everyone was just joking about it. So he became a laughing stock. But like, yeah, but up until age 30, he was. Yeah, he played. He has 62 WAR, and he only played up until Braves with 30. He had 61 WAR up until age 30 season, and then crashed out. Like it was done.
He has all the Gold Gloves and the home runs out of a center fielder. Like,
yeah,
it's an incredible combination.
Because he got overweight and bad and lazy and all that stuff. But yeah, he was amazing. Yeah, Andrew Jones should be a Hall of Famer.
Yes, absolutely. So 2 more quick things to get to. We have to always talk about Nick Castellanos when we get the chance. Did you catch him saying in like an interview that he was willing to play first if a team needed him to? I love how everyone acts like Nick Castellanos is not under contract. Not that he's, everybody knows he's not going to be here, but to have him mention it too.
I
Very
didn't see
fun.
that. I just saw like asking, "Oh, these trade rumors." I'm trying to ignore them, but I didn't see that. That's quite hilarious. He came
So
up as a third baseman, so it's makes to be seen that he could play first base.
so funny. It's just so funny. And then one other thing I wanted to call out. This is the 50th episode of the podcast. We've been doing it for like half a year already at this point. Pretty crazy. So congratulations. We made it.
Congratulations to you. Yeah, you do most of the work. I'm just the talent.
Would not be possible without everyone, but yeah, super glad with how these first 50 episodes have gone, especially being able to go to Lehigh Valley and interview Garrett Stubbs and all that stuff that's on the podcast feed. Have some ideas early next year where I'm hoping maybe we can get you involved too, Jeremy, and hopefully we can get some major league credential somewhere. It's harder to do it at Citizens Bank Park. I've tried. I've been in contact with those people. These people are stingy with their credentials for reasons that I probably can't get into in a podcast, but I do have like some contact ways that I'm going to try to figure it out, even if it means it's on a road game somewhere.
Yeah, I'll talk it offline. I have some ideas too.
Cool. Well, thank you everybody for listening. If you have any questions, we will have a mailbag episode at some point pretty soon. So make sure you put your questions in the podcast channel of the Discord server. Link to that is in the show notes. Thank you everybody for listening. We'll be back at the very latest next weekend, but maybe earlier if the Phillies do make a big move in their winter meetings. I'm personally hoping for a big move when I'm in the middle of my surgery on Wednesday so that we can get an episode of me reacting all drugged out, having no idea what is going on. That would just be really good content. But anything for USJ before we wrap up today?
Game Awards on Thursday, people, if anyone cares about that. Half-Life 3, huh?
Is it confirmed? I don't know.
It's coming soon, that's for sure.
There we go.
I'm teasing it like crazy.
Thank you for joining us today. Thank you everybody for listening, and we will talk to you again real soon.
Bye.